Wednesday, December 18th. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting, November 26th. Hopefully everybody had a chance to review them. Can I get a motion to approve? Jackie, second by Jackie. Is there any additions, subtractions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved. And we'll start with the committee reports. Board Operations Committee met on December 4th. We previewed the agendas for today's board meeting as well as the committee meetings held last week. We discussed being on target to close on the Gazette property loan with Community Bank, and on the property, it's all imminent, I hear. Karen provided an update on advocacy and outreach with elected leaders and staff. We are making progress on a boost for more state operating assistance and capital funding as part of the governor's budget to be released in mid-January. Fingers crossed, more to follow. Regarding the CEO search, final interviews are underway. We should be completed in early January when the search committee will discuss its findings with the entire board. Meanwhile, with our CEO, Karen Basil, ready to move on with his retirement and involvement with other new activities on January 1, we need a motion to appoint Mike Collins as interim CEO as of December 31 until a new permanent CEO is appointed by the board. Can I get a motion on that? Peter Wall, thank you. Denise, second. Any comments, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved. Congratulations, Mike. We look forward to working with you.
Can't wait.
A little more enthusiasm. Slow start. The next meeting of the Board Operations Committee will be January 15th, 9:15, right here at 110 Waterville Avenue. Next up is the Performance Monitoring Audit Committee, Denise Figueroa.
Actually, Peter's
will
doing the report.
More than happy. The
He
committee
wasn't
met.
there.
I'm pretending I was there. I was there in spirit.
He can read
The
them.
holiday
He can
spirit.
read.
I can read. Committee met at noon on December 11th, and there were some. I'll go through this area by area consent agenda items. The approval of safety management system plan. The FTA requires transit agencies to adopt a board-approved safety management system plan every year. The plan outlines safety concerns, challenges, and actions that we will take to be better. Staff provide an update on activities and changes that have taken place this year, along with future safety initiatives. The plan is included in your packets, your board packets, and we need a motion to approve the safety management system plan as required by the FTA.
Can I get a motion on that?
So moved.
Jackie, second by Mike. Any questions about a good presentation last week on that?
Yes.
Great. No comments, no questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved.
All right, investment committee. The investment committee met on December 4th and will provide their quarterly report shortly. I don't have a date, but it will be shortly. And administrative discussion items. The monthly management report. Mike Collins. Esteemed Mike Collins. The less enthusiastic than we'd like him to be, Mike Collins.
Peter, I'm very excited.
Provided a monthly management for November. Mortgage tax receipts are 1% under budget for the year, but customer fares and rail station revenue continue to exceed to-date projections. We received an additional $200,000 above our year-end advertising guarantee from Lamar Transit Advertising. The year-to-date wage line is close to budget projections. Workers' comp expenses are 25% under budget, and utilities are 46% under budget, although we expect energy costs to increase as winter approaches. Overall, we remain in satisfactory budget position for the year. Monthly non-financial performance report. Chris Desney gave a non-financial report for November. Fixed route ridership was at 8%, star ridership up 1%. On-time performance for fixed route service was at 67%. On-time performance to star was 75%. We missed 0.4% of all scheduled trips, and there were 24 preventable accidents and 20 non-preventable accidents. The next meeting of this committee is January 22nd, 25. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Peter. Anybody have any questions for Peter on his
I have several.
Great. About the safety management plan.
Yeah, and special thanks to Rich Nassau who
Great
who did that,
presentation.
and condolences to Jack Rogan for having to manage him. Because he's gonna have to.
Enthusiastic about that.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out, because only a couple of board members were on the board when this happened. We engaged Lamar Transit to run our advertising program a number of years ago. And when we did that, we left a longtime partner. And we did this national search, and the Lamar people flew in from the West Coast, I think it was Seattle. I mean, back in the day, it was the sharp suits and the ties, and they just looked expensive and slick, and they gave us this report and said, not only will we guarantee you this, this, and this, we'll pay you every year at the beginning of the year before we sell one iota of advertising. I remember we looked at each other and said, hey, this is too good to be true. And, it was, the aftershave and it was, I remember it like it was yesterday. And I think you and I talked about this, and we said, oh my God, can this be real? They're gonna write a check ahead of time. Well, every year since then, when we said yes, we'll give it a shot, right? What's the worst that could happen? Doesn't work out, we'll back out. Every year since then, we have gotten a check at the beginning of the year before they sell one space. And we should have gone back and looked. It's been a number, John, I don't know if you know, a number of years with overages, right? 5 years in a row with overages. So we, this year, will get roughly $1.5 million from transit advertising. So it's a lot of money. And just know that from the staff perspective, we don't have to do a whole heck of a lot for that. They come in and out of our facilities, they apply all the ads, they do all the work. I mean, it's another partnership that, I just urge everyone to hold on to, continue nurturing it. And John watches it, but they are phenomenal. And I can tell you upstate, there's no one near us on a per bus, per capita, per employee, per pop, no one near us. They are just fabulous. And just remember, oh my God, this is too good to be true. Well, guess what? Every now and then, good things happen. So, no questions, I'll let you off the hook.
Sure, no commentary, critiques,
No notes?
No notes. You wanna be?
I just figured it's
It's gone.
It's good.
Next report from Dave Steckrose, Community and Stakeholder Relations Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Community and Stakeholder Relations Committee met on December 12th at 11:15 a.m. in person here at 110 Waterloo Avenue via Microsoft Teams. John Scherzer provided an update on our latest customer satisfaction survey conducted by TransPro. The survey was conducted October 24th through October 28th. TransPro surveyors captured data from customers riding or waiting for buses from a wide variety of routes based on ridership data. For STAR, surveyors called customers who have taken at least one trip in the previous 6 months. Overall, customers are satisfied with our fixed route service. The most important aspects of service to customers are on-time performance, bus cleanliness, and frequency of service. Customers are most satisfied with the fares and the safe operation of our buses, while they are least satisfied with cleanliness at stops and information about unexpected service changes. The most important aspects of service for STAR customers are on-time performance, travel time, and availability. STAR customers are most satisfied with our ability to secure mobility devices and that lifts and ramps work properly. They are least satisfied with travel time on board our vehicles. We conduct onboard surveys at different frequencies throughout the year, with the next one expected in mid-2025. Jamie Caslow provided the Earned Media and Community Relations report. Last month, CDTA issued 4 press releases, and we earned 10 placements in television, newspaper, and radio with an estimated value of $8,000. Stories included a feature story on a bike mechanic who works for CDTA through a program with the Northeastern Association for the Blind in Albany. CDPHP cycle hitting record ridership this season, and our holiday musical performances by local students at the Joseph L. Bruno Rail Station. We participated in several community activities and events, including a blood drive at CDTA through the American Red Cross, the Schenectady Holiday Parade, and the American Heart Association Leaders of Impact campaign. We continue to see increases in followers across our social media channels. Top posts included our Mobility Minute online series and the announcement of our universal access agreement with Price Choppers Supermarkets. Looking ahead, we will wrap up our holiday music concert series at the Joseph L. Bruno Rail Station, announce the opening of the Manning Boulevard Mobility Hub in Albany, and participate in the Morning of Kindness at the Mohawk Hudson Humane Society on Christmas Eve. Next meeting of the committee will be on Thursday, January 23rd at 11:15 a.m. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dave. Questions about that committee report?
I was present for the committee meeting.
We'll move on to the strategic and operational planning committee report by Mike Rousseau.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The committee met last Thursday and we had one consent agenda item, and that is the fiscal year 2026 preliminary budget. We are required by the state to provide a preliminary operating budget and 5-year capital plan by December 31st. The fiscal year 2026 budget development process has started, and over the next few months there will be opportunities for detailed discussions as we work towards a final budget before April 1st. The preliminary operating budget is projected to be $146 million, a 5.1% increase over the current fiscal year. The largest increase comes from wages and healthcare, a total of $4.2 million. Most other expense lines in the budget will increase between 2% and 3%. For now, we are keeping most revenue lines flat, including mortgage, recording tax, customer revenue, and rail station revenue. The federal assistance line is $3 million less than last year because we will exhaust the last of our COVID funds. To balance this budget, we are assuming a 16.7% increase in STOA. Although this is aggressive, the governor's budget will be released in January, which will give us a better indication of what to expect. The 5-year capital plan was also reviewed. The first year consists of recurring projects such as the annual fleet replacement program, information technology enhancements in our shelter program. Beyond the first year, the plan includes projects for zero-emission vehicles. As we move forward with the purchase of our West facility, we will also look for grants to incorporate design and construction to improve the property. At this time, we need a motion to approve the fiscal year 26 preliminary operating budget of $146,037,094 and a 5-year capital plan of $244,208,500 to meet our New York State statutory requirement.
So moved.
Thank you, Denise. Second by Jackie. One of the Jackies.
Good, we're sitting across from each other.
So I think the problem here. Any questions or comments about the budget? Got a very detailed presentation on that. 46 million, wow, that is kind of unfathomable. Hearing none, then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Approved.
All right, the next meeting of the committee will be January 23rd, 12 p.m. here at 110 Waterloo Ave and via Microsoft Teams, and that concludes my report.
All right, well, that's a good piece of action to complete your tenure as a car.
Yeah, when you consider when I started here, the budget was $28 million.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay Mike Collins on that.
Let's get out the inflation calculator and see where we are. Carr, it's your report.
Yeah, for the final time. the next 2 weeks are really a transition, for me, for the company and the people who work here. I can tell you, and some of you have commented, but it's already proving to be way harder than I thought. Not that there's worry or a lack of opportunity, just I'm convinced that my car can get here on its own, that I really don't even have to drive it. So things like that are worrying me. But I have so much to be thankful for. I've got, a beautiful family, a wonderful home, and a life, frankly, that I never thought I would get to enjoy. I'm grateful for everything that the company has done for me, 43 and a half years to be exact. And I've always tried to do my best to make CDTA bigger and better. The opportunity to be with great people, to learn from all of you, and to grow professionally and personally is a gift. The ability to climb the CDTA career ladder. I started here 43 years ago as a transportation planner. I'm a planner by trade. It was the lowest level authority staff job at the time. My salary was $15,000. But I was given the opportunity to climb the career ladder and most often to move laterally. If I would leave you with any thought, lateral movement is where you learn the most. There wasn't a pay increase, there wasn't a title change. I was basically just told, you're gonna do that tomorrow. Maybe I was just too dumb to know, and I said yes. Lastly, though, it's been an honor to lead the company for 15 years. I'm forever grateful and humbled for that. But the CDTA family of employees, stakeholders, partners, retirees, supporters, those are the people that inspire me, and they will, hopefully long into my retirement. Their collective efforts are really what produces the results that make all of us, proud every day. We have issues, just like every company has issues, but it'll be the challenge that we always face. How we respond to the challenges, I think, though, is the secret moving forward to our success. And I leave here 100% confident that the people around this table and who aren't in the room will step up and solve whatever challenge is thrown ahead of them. It's always been the CDTA way, and I'm convinced that will continue. I've attended every board and committee meeting with optimism, because I always knew that the board of directors had a clear vision for CDTA and that the board supported what the staff did. That doesn't happen in every organization. By the way, I went back and calculated. I think I have been to at least 2,000 board and committee meetings over my career. When I first started here, there were many committee meetings. There were too many committees for me to remember, to be honest with you. I remember some of the weird names, but I went back, did some rough math. It's a little over 2,000 meetings. I think most of my reports were full of good news and good work about what we were doing here. They included lots of information about meetings and events that we attend, support, or host. Lots of information about advocacy that, some people actually would tell me, why do we talk about advocacy so long? Well, I think it's the results. Transit funding and support for our programs and services, I think, is as strong today as it's ever been. The work that we've done to develop the CDTA brand, that icon now is as recognizable as any company icon in the capital region. That's the work that's been easy for me, because I believe in what we do. The bottom of my heart, I believe in what we do, but mostly I believe in the people who do the work. And I think that's what's been the greatest result for me. We've more than recovered from the pandemic lows. I mean, we've blown by all the pandemic numbers. Everyone's struggling. Let's get back to 100%. We left 100%, a couple of years ago in ridership. We talked about the Gazette. We'll close it in a few days. It's got some question marks around it. There's gonna be some challenges moving forward, but it's another example of CDTA's resolve to be bigger and better. When that's done, we'll have a 16-acre campus in Schenectady, and I'm convinced that the West facility, as we like to call it on Maxim Road, will be a showcase for CDTA innovation for many years. Also proud, this is not much longer, I promise. Really proud of our effort to go from 4 to 6 counties. That was all done in the last 3 years. We had not expanded in 50 years. I think it's improved our position in the broader capital region. It's introduced us to new people, new business people, new partners, new elected officials. And I think because of that, we're stronger today than we were before. Don't forget that we were able to successfully advocate for more state operating assistance, and that is forever in our budget moving forward. Over the past month or so, it's been interesting. I've signed new and renewed universal access agreements, a number of them. As I think about the last 15 or 20 years, universal access is one of the programs that has completely changed the landscape for us. It's behind a lot of our success. It's driving ridership, it's driving revenue, it's driving partnerships. And it's interesting to me, it's become part of the vocabulary of the community. The people in the community know about universal access, even if they're not a partner. They know what it is and they are inquisitive about it. I think it's a foundational part of CDTA moving forward. But at the end of the day, it's really hard for me to believe that, you know, this is the last report, this is the last time I'll do this. But it is, and you know, all good things come to an end. I'm hopeful that, you know, good things continue for CDTA. But I'm forever thankful for all of you who've helped me, supported me, encouraged me, disagreed with me, and motivated me. Most good ideas come from disagreement. And I'm thankful for that. We've done great work. I'll miss all of you. I'll miss our employees. The blue collar people are just unbelievable here. There's one guy in the parking lot this morning. What the hell are you still doing here? I mean, they sort of ground you, they bring you back to earth. I'm going, was my answer. Not soon enough. And he's a friend. That was his way of supporting me. So although this is the end of my CDTA career, I think most of you know that I plan to continue working, lending my assistance to people, companies, and causes that want to make the region a better place to live and work. Thanks.
Thank you, Carm. Of course, we appreciate your dedication, vision, leadership. Of course, there's always a parting gift. One more parting gift. And we know how appreciative you are of getting those certificates, because you have several now.
Just another one.
So the board has put together and has a resolution for approval today, expressing its thanks of your tenure here at CDTA. I think others will have something to say as well, but I just want to say that, you know, to me, that, you know, the impact that you've had on CDTA in the region really is as an economic driver, you know, in the region. My background's in economic development, and, you know, I just think CDTA has just been an exemplary, you know, organization. I think you personally, with your leadership and innovation, you know, I would put you up on the, you know, the pantheon with Joe Bruno and John Egan, as somebody who's really been a force of change in, you know, in the region. And it's very, very memorable. It's a great legacy to have. And then I think that the basics of it really are, you know, that you've improved ridership, you know, and really improved people's lives who take transit. And, you know, and for somebody, I rode the bus to high school in the early days of CDTA, and when I was a student at Union College going to Troy to visit my parents, or going on a date in Albany, and that's when the buses weren't running quite so late, so, you know, you never knew what was gonna happen then. But CDTA has just been here long enough and has a great brand, great reputation. You're leaving us in good stead, so our thanks to that. Anyone have anything else to say? Pat?
Carm, I just wanna thank you personally, you know, for putting up with me for 30+ years of working here, and then being on the board, and then, you know, as far on behalf of the union. Thank you, because you've always been a, you know, negotiator, somebody that's always been there for the employees.
I first met
Appreciate
Pat.
that.
I first met Pat in the paint booth. He was, I don't know what you call those things, those wheelies that you wheel under.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I walked in, I remember walking in and he wheeled himself out. How you doing?
Couldn't do that today, I can tell you that.
Been a great relationship ever since. Thanks, man.
He was sleeping on that wheel.
Wanna go.
All those in favor of resolution 41, giving thanks to Carm for his tenure, say aye.
Aye.
It's approved.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Carm.
thanks.
Anything else from anybody before we adjourn the meeting? Yes, Georgie.
I just wanna say thank you and for your years of service, and, you know, I think of Carm and I think of the word connect, which is in our mission statement. He is a true connector of everything in this region and selflessly. It's, he does it with pride and because he's passionate about what he does and the success of upstate New York. And I also really appreciate his career path. And I think many people in the organization can really learn a lot from that,
Yeah.
what you can achieve.
Left and right.
What else, anything
Thanks.
else?
You know, we've known each other now for, I don't know, 20 plus years, actually. When I was even on the advisory board, I
Yeah.
remember working with you and it's just been a pleasure and I really appreciate all of your dedication.
I just would like to say thank you, Carm, for your dedication and service to the authority. It's amazing the 8 years that I've been a board member, under your leadership, what has been accomplished as far as expanding services, 2 additional BRTs, mobility options that we introduced, and a lot of this wouldn't have been possible without, you know, your guidance and leadership, so we appreciate everything you've done.
Yeah, and I would just add to that, you know, you've kind of led us through a lot of transformation. We've become something that was, you know, a bus company, sort of, when you assumed the reins. And, you know, we're known much more than that now in the community, but we're also more widely known in the community. And I think that is paying dividends for us, and those things have happened under your leadership. So it's been a pleasure to have worked with you.
And
It's starting to feel like a
the
wage
word
here.
ditto. He was a good man.
Well, everyone has said, there's nothing really I can add, cause it's all true, except for the fact that, and maybe not everyone knew, of my 8-year path to try to actually be on this board. The 4 years of which it was in the appointments office, wherever the hell it was, and your understanding throughout that process is I'm saying, this is BS, you don't even want me here. And Carm, you were always real helpful for me, but I also came, before being here, came from the same background Jamie did when we needed to develop new neighborhoods, you know, get rid of blight, do all that. We would always call on Carm, you'd always answer, which is amazing, and we'd work something out where we could move people to places, and it was great. So thank you.
I don't know where to leave the cheat sheet on the appointments office.
Please.
You may be the only one that understands it.
Yeah, when they call me and ask me questions, it gets a little scary.
Well, before we open up the Italian restaurant back here, we did want to get a photo with the board and yourself before we all move our different ways after today, so if we can do
Who's in charge
that.
of that?
Somebody is. So we'll do that and the meeting will be adjourned.